Welcome back, mercenaries, and I did manage to find another episode that I think is worth recording. I was a little unhappy, not super unhappy, because at least we got the trebuchet back, but I don't want to record too many episodes without something advancing forward. I'd rather just upload one video than two if I just don't have anything new to show, and we actually have a lot of new stuff, but let's quickly go through the ship. The mech warriors, everyone's skills are very much coming along. Right here is where I look. I'm looking for 5s and a 10. That's how I know people have completed their basic training. And then after there, I can decide whether I want to level them up further. Sometimes you don't want to level everybody up because you have to pay them more, except for my character. I don't get paid a salary, but everyone else gets paid a salary, and that adds up pretty quickly.
Let's do this.
So normally what I like to do is I like to get everyone to 5 and then their primary skill to 10. Sometimes I'll take a second skill to 10, just depends on how much money we're making. So everyone is coming along. I haven't taken any new mech warriors on yet because I've been working on these existing ones. Plus we're low on money because I've been spending a lot, so I don't want to, I didn't want to incur any additional expenses beyond what I thought was needed. In the ship upgrade area, I'm working on some of these cheaper upgrades right here. Some of these are less expensive, mainly to save money, just because we just don't have the money to throw around at the moment. We were up to like 12 million C-bills, now we're down to basically 2.5. That's because I've been spending a lot of money on equipment, but that brings us to the more interesting stuff, the mech bay. And here you can see one of our new mechs already. In the background we have the Victor. This is our first Assault Mech, meaning it belongs to the largest weight class of mechs. It is the lightest of assault mechs at 80 tons. Assault class is 80 to 100 tons. But nevertheless, it is still the first of our assault mechs. But we also got the Marauder, which is one of the more... a very different shaped mech compared to pretty much anything else we've had. It is one of the Unseen, which is a legendary group of mechs that were caught in a legal battle with Robotech, which is now known as Macross, because there was an artist who sold the mech designs to both FASA, who makes BattleTech, and Harmony Gold, who makes Robotech, now known as known as Macross. And there was this big old legal struggle over who legally owned the intellectual property rights. It seems like both of them own it, but at the time, the copyright laws were not especially well hammered out, and as a result, the courts ruled exclusively in favor of Harmony Gold, and as a result, these battle mechs that had been implemented into the BattleTech universe became what's known as the Unseen, meaning they could be talked about, and they did appear in books, but they could not be physically represented in like a video game or anything like that. So they were heard but unseen. I've heard that occasionally these disputes re-emerge with Harmony Gold, and that let's go ahead and paint this guy. This is the paint job he came with. This is the camo paint job, which looks really silly in these colors. So let's find something a little. 4 looks pretty nice. 6 looks pretty nice. I think I'm gonna stick with 4 though, because 4, the blue makes it look like the windshield on the cockpit. Let me check 6 one more time. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with 4, because there's fewer stripes. I tend to like solid colors more. There we go, so let's do that. Let's go do the same to this mech over here. And we'll give it a color. So the Victor, I believe, is named after Victor Hans Davian, who is, I mean, I don't know if he's alive right now, which means it wouldn't be named after him, but I believe that this battle mech was named after him. I think I'm going to stick with 6. I always recognize the Victor because it looks like it has a helmet on. There are many battle mechs that look like they have a helmet on, but those are just kind of how I mentally classify some of the battle mechs, because it looks like he just has kind of like a soldier's helmet. So now the next thing we have to do is we actually need to load some weapons on these. The normal configuration of weapons for the Marauder is an autocannon 5 and 2 PPCs, which we can see right here. An AC-5, 2 PPCs, and 2 medium lasers. We're not going to do that with this version of the one I'm going to build. We do have a little bit of lost technology. We have ER PPC and ER medium laser. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them just yet. ER medium laser is really good. Very, very strong weapon. But for now, I think I'm just going to load on a kind of a generic weapon outfit. And that's going to be... Let's see here. Where's the ammo at? There. So, what we have here is... I'll put on some heat sinks. Where are the heat sinks at? I need a cockpit mod as well. The heat sinks. Okay, so what we've got here is 2 large lasers instead of 2 PPCs. I don't like PPC in the early game. You won't see me really use PPC until much, much later in the game. And then I've got 2 AC-5s instead of 1. So we're doubling the AC-5s, and we've got 2 large lasers, which means this mech can fight more at close range because PPC has trouble firing up close. It has less long-range firepower, but these weapons, they shoot at a decent range. Overall, this mech does quite a bit more damage than the typical Marauder, and it doesn't have as bad of a heat problem. It still will have heat problems, but its heat problems won't be quite as bad. Another thing we could do are 2 ER medium lasers. The extended range gives it a competitive range with a large laser. Its range is about 30 meters slower. It does 5 less damage than large laser, but it only weighs 1 ton, whereas large laser weighs, what do you call it, 5 tons? And then what we could do is just add more heat sinks on. Like this. I'll put some in the legs, I guess. That's way too many heat sinks. That's overkill. That's funny that we could actually put more weapons on. I guess we could add in the 2 medium lasers back on. Put 2 in the legs, I guess. 1 in the torso. I like to leave 3 slots open on the torso in case I want to install a custom gyro. But yeah, we have even more firepower now, and our heat dissipation is pretty similar. Our rating is 6. And that would be the difference if we use the ER medium lasers, but let's stick with the large lasers just because let's not get into Lost Tech just yet. Lost Tech complicates things. It makes the builds way stronger because these are Star League weaponry. But let's just stick with the basics for now. I think that's just easier to understand and keep up with. So I'm okay with this design. I think this design is just fine, so I'm going to go ahead and confirm that.
Right.
And I'm probably going to need to steal the autocannon from the Hunchback to give it to... Yep, I want to take that. So let's go over here. The Victor is going to become basically the new Hunchback, so I'm going to take the cockpit mod and this away from it. It's underweight because, you know, I haven't filled it up, but that's fine.
Be too hard.
So we're going to add on this advanced autocannon 20 that has +2 accuracy, which I really like. I like having that extra accuracy for sure. And what I'm going to do is add in some ammo. Where is it? Oh, I also bought some Gauss rifle ammo, which is a rare Lost Tech ammo. Oh, where's my ammo at? Okay, it looks like the Hunchback also has all of my AC-20 ammo. Let's actually, let's see if we can just buy some extra ammo here. Hopefully they sell ammo here. They do. Let's buy some AC-20 ammo.
Available.
Good enough. Alright, let's try this again. Put that on. Add on the ammo. I believe this thing uses 3 tons of ammo. Yeah, we'll stick with 3 tons for now. This is a interesting mech for using jump jets. Most assault mechs do not use jump jets, but this one does. And I agree with that. I am going to put the... There we go. It was wigging out on me. I will install the jump jets. I will put on the cockpit mod. And what am I going to do with these last weapons? I am going to put on... Let's see what the heat looks like if I use the ER medium lasers and the pulse laser. It's probably going to look really bad. But let me load on 6 heat sinks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. Yeah, that still is really bad on the heat. Okay, so let's pull those off, and I want to increase the armor. I know that this is not enough armor. I want the armor on the arm maxed out. Let's bump up the torso armor and the center torso. Alright, so that brings us up to 1,000 armor. It's very... If this arm goes, then the mech is basically worthless, so it's very important that that actually does get fully armored. I'm going to put on 2 medium lasers and a small laser. And then I'll put on 1 half-ton of armor. And that looks okay. I might drop a heatsink and add 1 more ton of armor on, because this is going to be our new point leader as far as mechs go. Yeah, I think I will do that. That's going to reduce our heat efficiency a bit. Let me get this up to about 90. I want my center torso at 200, and I'm going to put the rest into here. Okay, that feels a lot better. So that brings us up to about 1,100, which, for a frontline assault mech, that's kind of like the bare minimum. Like, that's actually still low for an assault mech, but the thing is, the Victor wasn't really designed to lead the attack. It's actually more of an ambush mech, despite it being an assault mech, but that's fine. So right now, it's kind of playing a little bit into I mean, one thing we could do is we could drop 1 ton of ammo and put the heat sink back on, because one thing is, like, we are going to use the jump jets a decent bit, and that means it's going to have heat problems. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. Like, we could always tune it as we go, so let's go ahead and confirm that. And I'm probably going to... I'll give it the Hunchback regular everyday AC-20. And I don't have a cockpit mod for it, so we'll put this on temporarily.
Right.
There we go. Now we just have to wait. Time to wait. Gonna take a little while. Not nearly as long as originally in the game.
Those upgrades you asked for are online, Commander.
So let's go ahead and build another cheap one. The library should be cheap. Library is cheap.
I'll get the crew moving.
So the by upgrading our mech bay, we're able to rapidly modify these mechs. Like, they don't take, like, originally they were taking like 30 days just to modify 1 mech. Now they're taking like 12 days.
Top-notch work, if I may say so.
So that one has been done. What else can we build that's kind of up? The lounge is cheap. We'll take a lounge.
It'll take a bit, but we'll get it done.
I've got the financial report.
Finances are coming in. As you can see, we're down to 1.5 million C-bills, which is very low.
Job's done, Commander.
So we're gonna hope that some of these missions here are going to compensate for it. And I've already chosen the mission. We're gonna do this one here. Nosy Neighbors, a deathmatch battle, which is perfect for just testing out your battle mechs. It is 2 skull. Now, we should overrate a 2 skull mission. I'm gonna lean more into the C-bills, just because they're not paying me much in salvage to begin with. Maximum salvage is 211, and that's not good. So I'm going to basically accept 1.5, and I'm going to take basically the 600,000 C-bills. So, new assignments. We're going to bring in the Victor. We're going to bring in the Marauder. I didn't talk about the Marauder's Command Lance mod, because this Marauder is a command mech. It's the only mech in the game that has the Lance Command mod, and it's kind of like it's like a Marauder exclusive thing. It's like it's only the Marauder gets it, which is pretty neat. So let's go ahead and bring a scout in. So we have 2 long-range mechs. We've got the Victor, who's our point-leading mech, and then we've got the Firestarter. So who's going to come into this battle? We're going to have the Big Mac will be on the Trebuchet since he hasn't had actually a recorded episode since he was injured for so long. We're going to have... well, you know, I'm going to bring Grey Wolf in. He hasn't been in... Grey Paws, rather. Grey Trey hasn't been in on a recorded episode. I don't think he has. I can't remember. I can't remember. Oh, and I don't think Lucky Duck has had a recorded episode. If he has, he hasn't had too many, so I'm going to bring him in. So this is going to be our team. This team should be more than capable of completing a 2-skull mission. Like, I would anticipate that we would complete this without any significant damage. Like, maybe we have, like, a little bit of repairs here and there, but this should overkill it. Like, Assault Mechs and Heavy Mechs should be well beyond what a 2-skull mission asks for. And that's okay, because it just means it's free money, basically. Quick, easy money. And, after this, the next time I upload BattleTech, it's going to be... we're going to be doing... What are we going to be doing? We're actually going to be heading to the story mission. Because that means we'll be able to go into the story mission with, like, a whole additional weight class of mechs. So we were using medium mechs last time, now we'll be using heavy and 1 assault mech. Command, you've arrived in the region where the enemy's last detected. Move forward and clear them out. We shouldn't let any of them get away if we can help it. I don't think we have to worry about that. So one of the reasons I really like the Victor is because it's a really fast mech despite how heavy it is. Well, it's fast by assault mech standards.
Roger.
Let's tune the speed down. We'll go fast speed until we actually encounter the enemy.
I live to serve.
Have our scout move up.
On my way.
Right now, I just want everyone to move forward. Looks like the battle is probably going to be detected in this area, which is annoying because there's no cover here, which means I'll either have to sprint the full way over, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move to cover right here. Yep, just like I was expecting. The Marauder is a long-range mech, so he's just going to set up right over here at the edge of the water. Same with the Trebuchet. The Trebuchet will also just kind of set up right over there. And our scout is just going to go into cover forward, so we can kind of see where the enemy is.
I've got an unknown on sensors.
So we have a 30-ton mech, a 50-ton, too far to detect, too far to detect, so we don't know what those are. All right. We still haven't... I don't think we're going to have any shooting on this turn, so I'm going to...
It will be done.
Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and get out of fast speed. And I'm just going to let the enemy make a move. The reason, if you don't understand why I'm letting the enemy make a move, it's because where we currently are is really defensive. Like, the Firestarter has really high evasion, so I don't care if the enemy gets to make their turns right now.
Holding for the
and they're going to get closer to us, which gives me more shooting options. A 55-ton mech. Okay, so it's mainly a medium lance. Oh, here's the laser version of the Hunchback. I wish we got that mech earlier, because now, like, part of the reason why I didn't want to jump into the advanced, like, the bigger mechs is because, like, you don't get to use some of the cool mechs like the one I just talked about just now, the laser Hunchback, because it will be too small for the stage of the game, which is a shame, because it's a pretty neat mech. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 medium lasers instead of the AC-20, so it takes the opposite approach to the standard Hunchback, which is really interesting. That's why I like it. Great accuracy over here. A lot of damage, too. The Marauder is going to be doing a lot of work for us.
I'm your spaniel.
And we're going to give him a launch of some missiles at him, too. Definitely doing a lot of pressure on the side torso, which is where his laser pod is. I am not going to do anything with this mech just yet, because it's not safe to. So I'm probably just going to run over here and reveal this mech.
Shooting, just running. Got it.
The Shadowhawk. And now I am going to jump into the water and guard.
Engaging jump jets.
Like so. I basically have to kind of like hop my way up into cover. Oh, he's gonna come over and punch me. That's a good move. Oh, I forgot they have a spider. So now that he punched me, I'm gonna lose all my defenses, which means they can do full damage to me. And he hit the cockpit, so I lose my 1 injury resistance, meaning future hits to the cockpit will not be good. So what I want to do now is put as much damage on this Hunchback as possible before it has a chance to shoot the Victor. Right leg, right torso. Okay, so I believe we got
Critical hit.
the Hunchback. Also, it's going to fall down and lose initiative, so it will move at the speed of the heavy mechs rather than the medium mechs.
Yeah.
I want to check its weaponry. Okay, so we destroyed all of its medium lasers, so that means even though the Victor's defenses are down, that's fine, because they don't really have anything to shoot at it.
Yes, Commander.
I want to swat this, like, little crappy guy over here. This guy's he's a pain. I'm going to run back over here now.
All right.
Now that I've revealed him. The fire starter is my designated light mech swatter. This mech moves in. Takes a shot at the wrong mech, though. He does hit the fire starter, but this mech is strong enough to withstand 1 medium laser easily. Here comes the other Shadowhawk. Also shoots at the wrong mech. This time it's a miss. The first shot was pretty lucky.
Yes, boss.
And now Quack gets to shoot. I can either begin attacking. I think I'm going to shoot at the Shadowhawk. This one's out of cover, so this one will take more damage.
Copy that.
It's a slightly longer range shot, so we're more likely to miss. Still, 3 out of the 4 weapons hit, so pretty heavy damage. The Hunchback gets up, but he's going to take a -4... He's going to take a +4 difficulty shot, so his weapons are mostly destroyed. And that's a miss. Now I'm going to jump out of here. Let me turn the small laser off so I can see my aim better. Want to make sure let me take the medium lasers off, as I just want to see the range on the AC-20. I am going to jump right here.
Engaging jump jets.
I am going to tank up. It's possible one of them will punch me again, but that's fine. And I'm going to shoot at the Shadowhawk over here.
Engaging target.
Got his leg. And down he goes.
Enemy mech.
Which means next turn he loses initiative. Well, even right now he loses initiative, but he'll move at the speed of the heavy mechs rather than the medium mechs. Spider jumps over here to get a shot on my rear armor. Rear armor is still strong enough to not have the it penetrate, which is fine. And that means now I'm going to do the exact same back to him. Gonna go right up behind and punch him in his robot butt.
It's time to get physical.
And it's a miss. Let's see if how the weapons do. Scrambled him up a bit, but he's still
That
standing.
is something good. Orders?
I am going to shoot at the mech that's down. Dogpile on it a bit, because even though it's on the ground, it still has most of its weapons, so there's just an opportunity to really pile some damage on it. Okay, what are you gonna do? 60% damage resistance, so not a big deal. Hunchback is limping into battle. Only has like 2 weapons, so I don't know what he's gonna do. He's gonna hit for very little damage.
Damage minimal.
So it's I'm going to go. Let's see. I kind of want to kill that guy, but let's go for the guy who's on the ground.
Firing all weapons.
And that's the end of him. Did not get a chance to get back up, and when you fall down, it's bad news. It's not good when you fall down. And I am going to probably jump again because this trying to shake this guy off of me. How about right here where I'm in range of my smaller weapons as well?
Engaging jump jets.
And I'm going to guard again, or I'm going to use vigilance rather. I think I'm going to shoot the Shadowhawk instead of the Hunchback, just because the Hunchback isn't really a threat.
All weapons committed.
I know he felt that. 90 damage through the armor. Yeah, almost got his leg. And he's doing the same thing. He's really trying to
Enemy in
cause
rear
some
armor.
damage, but rear armor is still holding because this is a...
Ready for order.
We armored up the mech. Well, it's an assault mech, so it just has more armor than average. I think I will try to finish the Hunchback off here just because we are targeting its heavily damaged side, so we might be able to finish it off here. Not quite.
Waiting for orders.
I will go in pursuit of this mech. I can copy its move.
Copy that.
I'll shoot the medium lasers too. We might get lucky.
Let's see if we like this.
That's the end of them.
Hostile eliminated.
Took a moment, but we got him. Shadowhawk, what are you doing? Also going for a rear attack. But he has terrible aim. They finally did enough damage to get through the rear armor on the
Armor
Victor.
breached. Internal damage.
But that does nothing to my forward defenses, so the Hunchback does basically nothing. Let's check at a damage report. It just barely got through the armor, so very little damage to the internal structure. I am going to hop again. Privileges of being a jump-capable mech. And I'm going to hop right over here.
Engaging jump
I don't think
jets.
he'll be able to... He'll have to jump if he wants to shoot me in the rear armor again, because the moving through the forest eats up your movements. I'm going to shoot at the Shadowhawk again, because he's out of cover.
Engaging target.
He's going to have to start breaking down pretty soon. Oh yeah, that was center torso, so that means... definitely in trouble. I am going to shoot at the Shadowhawk since it is more of a threat.
Firing full complement.
Taking a lot of damage, but not going down. All the Shadowhawk, the Griffin, and the Wolverine are all very tankish mechs for their weight. Same thing, we are going to give him a volley of missiles. Left arm destroyed, AC-5 ammo explosion. Down he goes.
Standing by.
And I'm just gonna finish him off. Like, I don't think he'll... unless we just miss a lot, he should not survive this. Nope, that's the end of him.
Tango down.
And he has the Master Pilot skill, which means he can actually move after shooting, which is really useful for flanking characters.
Position. Location confirmed.
In this particular case, I'm just doing it just to demonstrate it. I probably would have stayed there otherwise. And the Hunchback is trying to get to me. And zaps me with his minimal weaponry that doesn't make too much of a difference.
Waiting for orders.
Marauder gets to shoot.
All weapons are go.
And that's the end of him.
Target eliminated.
So that battle went exactly as we hoped. The two ranged support mechs got to just sit there all day and just shoot their weapons where I distracted them. And Lobo was able to kill that spider. So like that's why you gotta have that light. Well, you don't have to have that guy to kill the light mechs, but they can just be really. You can waste a lot of ammo on light mechs trying to shoot them because of their evasion. So having a character that's just good at killing the light mechs is pretty useful, or at least I found it useful. This will probably be a 1 day of repair, so very clean, easy money. And we'll take the Hunchback just because that's a brand new mech. And then we'll see what our repair bills are.
That mech you asked for is cleared for fighting.
The 4P version of the Hunchback trades the singular impact of a massive autocannon for a frightening array of lighter energy weaponry that is actually capable of dealing more damage overall. This all comes at a greatly increased heat buildup, of course. Yeah, like all of the Hunchbacks are weapon platforms. They all their job is always the same: to go in and bust people up with a lot of guns. The difference between them is that the standard Hunchback obviously brings the massive AC-20 into battle, whereas this version of the Hunchback... Now, you may not understand, like, why does it matter? Like, why can't I just put a bunch of lasers on the standard Hunchback? It has to do with the hard points. The standard Hunchback has 3 ballistic hard points, 2 energy hard points, 0 missile hard points, and 1 support hard point. This version of the Hunchback has no ballistic hardpoints, so it can't equip an autocannon at all. It just can't do it. It has 0 missile hardpoints, just like the other Hunchback variant, but it has 8 energy hardpoints and 3 support hardpoints, which is where the small laser would fall. So the different variants, they do make a difference. Some of the variants are more subtle off of each other, like the Orion V and the Orion K. Their differences aren't as obvious. But in other times the differences are very dramatic. And in this case, yeah, there is a difference and a value to having both of the Hunchbacks if you need a heavy-duty damage-dealing battle mech. And overall, so this mech is known as a flashbulb mech, and that's basically a battle mech that uses all energy weapons and is also a damage-dealing mech. It's not like a Locust that has 1 medium laser. Oh, it's a flashbulb mech. No, it needs to be a battle mech that is a damage-dealing mech that uses exclusively energy-based weapons. It gets its name from being it creates like a light show when it fires its weapons, so it's like a flashbulb going off. So, you know, I might, even though we probably don't need this mech anymore, we probably don't even need the regular Hunchback now that we have the Victor. Yeah, 900 C-bills, 1 day of repair, that's basically nothing. In fact, I could just push this and repair it right now.
That work order you submitted is complete.
But I might build it anyways, just for the sake of building it. But at any rate, that's going to be the end of this episode. Next time we play, I am going to be going to the story mission, which is right here. It's going to be Liberation of Panzer. That's going to be the next thing that we do. And after that, I will start recruiting more pilots. I do need to earn up a bit of money. I want to be at least about 8 million before I go. So I'm going to grind up some regular missions. And hopefully I will be able to get this episode up before I go to work today. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for, because I still got to record the 2 episodes of Journey to the Savage Planet. At any rate, that's going to be the end of this episode. Like this video if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future BattleTech content. And of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.